What's going on, guys? Wally Games here, back with another video on the channel. And in today's video, I was playing chess on my school Chromebook, and unfortunately, chess.com wasn't working. For some reason, it wouldn't let me play against other people online. And so I found this website listed on chess.com called chesskid.com, which is essentially the same thing, but all obviously for kids. So I went on here and I started playing a little bit of chess, and I got this match right here. So we're going to assess this match and kind of go over it just for a little bit. All right, so he has white, so he's going first. He goes with that opening for some reason. Pawn in the corner. I'm not familiar with really any openings at all, but that just seems kind of like a stupid move to me. But maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, we go ahead and go with King's Pawn, which is always a reliable opening. We develop our knights. I take the center, and he puts his pawn up here, threatening to take that. I go ahead and leave that pawn alone and just develop my bishops, and now I'm ready to castle, which I don't think I do quite yet. Now, he takes that pawn with his pawn. I take back with the knight, he takes my knight with his, and I take back with the bishop, and now I'm threatening his knight. To me, some people say that bishops are more valuable than the knight, but I prefer the knight over the bishop, so that's why I went ahead and did that move earlier, developing my bishops, putting them here and here. Now, he moves his knight down, so I go ahead and castle. He goes ahead and moves his bishop here, threatening, I think that's mate right here. Knight protects the bishop, giving me a check. I'm pretty sure that's mate, because I can't go anywhere. Actually, no. I could have gone here, so I didn't have to move anything. But I decided to just move my pawn up anyways to give me a little more wiggle room. He castles. I take his pawn right there, which is free. I could have taken it earlier when his bishop wasn't there, and it was like back here, or back here. And since my pawn was here, he couldn't take with his queen. So I could have done that, but I didn't, and I just went ahead and took the free pawn. Anyway, he moves his pawn up. I'm kind of stumped on what to do here, so I just go ahead and double up my rooks. I think that's what I'm doing. And then I come up with a strategy on this move. So I was thinking of doing a bishop trade, since bishops aren't as valuable to me, at least with the way I play. They can be pretty useful in endgame, or even like early and mid game, just sniping a bunch of pieces. But what I was going to do was do a bishop trade, a bishop sacrifice here. Before that, I have to move my queen up here to support the knight and the bishop. So what I was going to do, bishop here, well actually first, queen here, then bishop here, pawn takes, and then knight takes back. And I'm threatening his rook, and his queen can't take back because my queen is there. So he moves his pawn up. I go ahead and ignore his pawn for now, and I actually, wait, no, I take back, and then I move my bishop there. And since my dark squared bishop is there, since I've been using the light squared bishop for this sacrifice, I go ahead and take back. And for some reason, he took a pawn for his bishop, for my bishop, or whatever. And that gives me a positive trade on my end. And so his pawn moves up, I go ahead and ignore it, and I go ahead and do queen there. He takes bishop sacrifice. And he didn't take the pawn because he might have seen what was coming. So instead of his pawn taking, I go ahead and take his pawn with my knight. Now, he goes rook here, which he can't take because my bishop is there and my queen is there, which would give him a negative trade on his end. So I go ahead and decide to double up my rooks here, and now his queen is threatening mate right here. Well, actually, it wouldn't be mate anyways, because I could have just moved there. I think. Yeah. I saw it, and I thought it would be mate if he went there. Or maybe he was just planning on doing something else with this pawn somehow, I don't know. But I think he was trying to set up mate without realizing it wasn't mate. I didn't realize that it wasn't mate either. So I go ahead and move my king here. He moves his pawn up. I double up my rooks. He takes. I take back with my pawn, and he takes with his bishop. And I go ahead and ignore his bishop there. I put my rook there for a trade. He takes back with his rook. And then I take back with my knight. And this is where it gets interesting, because he must have thought, since I doubled up my rooks, he thought I would take back with the rook, and he didn't see that my knight could move there. So he takes with the rook, and I get a positive trade. Now I didn't realize his queen was here, but it didn't matter because he didn't take my rook anyway for some reason, which I'm not sure why. Who knows? So my rook stays alive for now. Rook goes down here. He gives me a check with the queen, and he gives me another check taking my rook. Now, that's where I lost my rook. So it was a little unfortunate, but I thought maybe he was threatening a back rank mate, somehow forcing me to this square and then here and here, and then checkmating me. So I go ahead and go here. Knight takes pawn, king up here, and then I get to move my king here so that my queen is in a little bit of a better spot to protect my king. So queen there, and then knight there. I'm not sure what he's trying to set up, so I just went ahead and took the knight, sacrificed my bishop, and he takes back. These next few moves are a little interesting on his end because he blundered both his queen and his bishop. So he gave me a check there. I protect with my queen, offering a queen trade, which would have been a very good trade for him. It was a bit of a risky move on my part. But seeing he was lower elo than me, maybe he wouldn't see what this would do for him. So if he had taken his queen and I took back with my king, he would have been up a bishop, and he could have had his bishop take all of my pawns, and then he could have just brought his pawn down to promote here and checkmated me. Instead, he moved his bishop above the queen, which is like the worst move possible. He could have moved his bishop here, protecting the queen. I take, he takes back, which I wouldn't have done that. Well, actually, I wouldn't have had much of a choice. I could have just moved my king up if he did that or something. But this was like the worst move possible. He thought he was threatening my queen on this move, but really, I just take his queen. And then for some reason, he doesn't move his bishop out of the way, and I take back. His king is in check. There. And now I can just take his pawn there. Sacrificing the queen here, even though, I mean, I really didn't care about the queen because I knew I was going to be able to promote with the right moves. Now, at the end here, I was running low on time. I think I had about 5 or 6 seconds left on the clock, so I had to make some quick moves. So I was kind of rushing here, so I go ahead and move pawn up, move my other pawn up, stopping that pawn from progressing any further. That pawn moves there, which I should have taken that, but I was in such a hurry that I just went ahead and moved my king over, which I'm not sure why he didn't take that. He probably should have taken it. But now he's giving a check with the pawn protecting the other pawn. So I move my king over. My king is protecting all the pawns right now. I'm in a good spot. So for some reason he doesn't advance his pawns any further. He didn't take any of my pawns, which wasn't a very good move on his end. He could have done something. Now, I'm just kind of going back and forth with my king until I can advance up the board. And then I push this pawn. And I'm running low on time, so I kind of have to make a couple random moves to get some of my time back. Even though I could have gone up a square, getting myself closer to promoting here, I just made a few moves there. Now that I finally promoted, I take his other pawns, and I get another queen. This is where I think here I was at like 3 seconds left, so I had to make a very quick move. Move down there. I'm trying not to stalemate. Give a check. That move there, I hesitated on it, so I had like 2 seconds left. Then I move down here, and boom, that's checkmate. Very stressful game, and part of it I didn't really know what I was doing, but I'm glad I was still able to pull off the win. Now, if you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, and it would really help me out. I'm trying to get this channel to 500 subscribers by possibly the end of next month. Now, again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.